You're all so very welcome. We're just gonna wait a few more minutes. While we wait, while we get settled, while we become present, while we arrive, I invite you to check out the chat. And you're already muted, thank you. And tell us who you are, tell us where you are. And I'm so interested in why you are here. What drew you here? Go for it.
Oh, okay.
Hello, everybody. This is Vania Ibargüentu, and here Natasha. Please write in the chat your name, where you are, and why you are here. Just repeating that because I know that some people came a little bit later. Yes, and we would love to hear from you. Welcome to this Global Water Dances webinar about water.
Thank you, Vanya. Vanya, that voice from, that heavenly voice is the voice of the artistic director of Global Water Dances. Making sure that I don't leave anyone in the, you can help me with that. Yes, Vanya, if people are in the waiting room, you'll let them in. Thank you. All right. Chat responses are rolling in. Please continue to respond to that initial set of questions, who you are, where you're from, and why you're here. As I take a deep breath and say, hello, my name is Natasha Alhadeff-Jones. I am currently in Geneva, Switzerland. The reason I am here is because I am in love with this community. I want to support this community. I want to challenge this community. And I have found in some important recent times for me, the importance of ritual and the healing element of water, and this idea about ecological stewardship as something that I am involved in because I'm a part of ecology. I'm a natural being myself. So those are some questions that I was exploring and pondering. And I wanted to challenge this beautiful community of ours to engage in that inquiry. And I decided to ask two of the most beautiful people on the planet to help frame this experience. And it's going to lead me to introducing to you our two guests for this evening. Mindi, who is a Global Water Dances site leader, an ecologist, and a somatic movement artist. If you can wave Mindi, if you can find her on your multiple screens. And Luanda Mori, a teacher of the Sylvester technique, a teacher of Nidra yoga, and a choreographer, if you can wave. Luanda is my teacher, my mentor, my friend, and I'm happy to say that Mindi and I have forged a meaningful relationship because of this webinar. So I wanted to ask Mindi and Luanda, I want to see if I can share something with you. Give me a thumbs up if you can see the social marketing image of myself, Mindi, and Luanda. So I could go on and on about how fabulous these people are, but I just thought it might be quick and cute to ask briefly for us all to share where we were when we got these pictures taken. It was something that just like came to me a couple of days ago, that the picture for the social media campaign, we're all standing in front of a body of water. And I thought that was just hilarious. So by way of a very cute, quick introduction, can you say your name again in your own voice and explain where you were when this picture was taken of you? Mindi, why don't you go first?
Sure. I was south of Atlanta at a wedding, and it was right near an old sort of historic Civil War era mill, like brick mill. And it was just a pond right upstream of the mill, and it was a wedding site. So that's where my picture was.
Thank you, Mindi. Luanda, what about you?
Yes, I was in Croatia, and it was the sunset. I don't often take pictures of myself, but this sunset was really beautiful, and I took a picture with the, yes, I felt to take a picture, but I don't take pictures when I see the ocean.
And for me, this was at the Lincoln Center Plaza Fountain in New York City. And I don't remember why I took this picture, but I did work there at New York City Ballet. So when I see this picture, I think about the really wonderful times that I had while working there, and a little bit of regret that I never did a site-specific dance around that beautiful fountain. So we're going to go into, I'm going to give you a very brief overview of what we're going to do today. We can say that it's going to be an experience of 4 parts. The first part, we're going to explore what is ritual. The second part, we are going to explore what is ecology. The third part, we're going to mix a little bit, water, ritual, and ecology. And at the end, we're going to open it up to you. And throughout the webinar, I'm going to be posing questions to you that I encourage you to answer in the chat. There's no way that we'll be able to respond to the questions, but I'm an educator and I understand the importance of reflection and asking questions and engaging in questions. So I'm asking you to answer in the chat for 2 reasons. If you choose to, one of the reasons I'm asking you to answer in the chat is to give you an opportunity to digest a little bit by little bit what we're doing, because there's going to be a lot of information. And I'm curious about how it would help to answer a question after each section. And then the second reason is, after the webinar, my work continues. I am really interested in this question of the relationship between water, ecology, and ritual. And I'm going to be doing a lot of reading after the webinar to, I know I have my own experiences, but it's not enough. I'm really curious to see how others are engaging in this work and how I can improve my practice and my questioning. So please definitely, when you feel moved to, answer a question, and forgive me, I will not be responding to your answers, but I do honor your process and I will be reading them after the webinar. And I think we should dive in. Yes, I'm so happy to give you over into the capable hands of Luanda, who will be talking a little bit and then moving us a little bit. So without further ado, my mentor and friend, Luanda, please.
Okay. So this question, what does rituals mean? It's a huge question. So I'm gonna give I'm gonna share with you things that they come from my experience through dance and yoga. And I thank you for the invitation, and sorry, my English, I will maybe need, certainly I will need a little bit of your help. So to understand what, first of all, I wanted to say that to understand the profound meaning of ritual, we have to experience. Oh, sorry, this is, I'm going to explain that after, but it express my work. That means the body is water that is alive. And so ritual, to understand the profound meaning, we have to experience, but let's talk about the concept. Ritual, before you have to understand what is right, okay? So right is an act that we do in a way that it has to be done in this way. And this act is repeated, okay? We have to repeat it. And we don't have to change this act. And this act is to give an order, because this order has an efficacy. It's worth for something, okay? And so ritual, the rites are acts that they organize, okay? And ritual is when you put this rite together for celebration. So when we talk about rituals, we refer to things that they are sacred. What does it mean? Sacred? Maybe it's related to secret and things that they are unknown. So a reality that we cannot know in exactly way. So rituals, they make the linking of this unknown reality, and it's related to religion sometimes, okay, because religare, so link comes from that. But also we have another concept that I like to bring because it's really meaningful for me. That is the meaning of Rita in Sanskrit. That is an order, that is a cosmic order and divine order. And this order is the order of the nature, the laws of the nature, and the human, the values of humanity. So Rita is this cosmic order, okay? And this is, I'm talking about when we refer to ritual, that is this order to understand and to express our relationship with the unknown. But in our regular life, we know about rituals because we do that all the time. And why we do these things? Because they have, how to say, we know that doing these things can make a change. If you go to sleep, you put a pajama, no? You don't go to sleep like this. So this example, we have a lot of examples in life. And there is maybe a science in the sense that there were experience that make this rule happen because it's good, it makes harmony, okay? So we know about rituals. And even now we are creating another kind of ritual by this pandemic that we have to meet together in a way. So that is not that this reality, the rights, we do that all the time. So about this this cosmic disorder, that is the order, the values, the order, the human order, and the the natural order, what is important for that this organized to have a balance and a harmony for life, okay? But what is important about that rituals, they do that when they come through experience with the law. It makes a transformation inside. Otherwise, it's only a law, you know? So when you do this act, the right, is to, because we think that it's organized, connect us with something when it's sacred to the unknown, and there is efficacy in that, but because it transforms something inside us. There is an inner change, a transformation. A transformation of what? Of our ordinary state to another state. You know? So they are a way to separate our ordinary state to another state. And this state, maybe, it appreciates the sacred of life. Okay? So what about the body? About the body in that? When we do right, we have please help me, dispositive. It's okay, dispositive. Like tools, we need objects. We do things that we do. We have things, okay, to organize. We have to put things, we have to wear some things, we have to organize the space, the time, the language, and we have to organize also the body, because this is our tool, most important. With the transformation can happen. So the body is a tool, an instrument, a precious instrument to have a transformation. It's a perfect tool for to come, to bring, to go to the ordinary state to a sacred state. This is in my approach, in my way to see it. Where I work with two disciplines, dance and yoga, that they do this analogy. In Silvestre technique, we do the analogy that the body is the body universe. And in yoga, it's the same. It's this really old tradition. And it says that all the power that is the power and all the material that the nature is made of is the same in the body. So both, I work with dance and yoga that does the same analogy, that it's based in the same analogy, okay? So, talking about body, movement is the expression of the body. So maybe because the body is an element of transformation, movement also. It's a way of transformation. And what happens when we do movement that connect us with what we are, like material being? What are we? We are made of what? Earth, water, air, fire, and ether, with space. I don't know how to say. So is there the movement, symbolic movement, that they are gonna to express, and are gonna express this essence, this material essence, what we are made of? And what happens if there are movements that do that, is that they are gonna change our inner state, and they are gonna make us aware of what the world is made the same. We are going to become aware of that. of the earth, the water, the fire. So this is the invitation through the movement. Become aware that the elements are inside, and maybe they're gonna build a feeling of protection of the elements that are outside. Okay.
Lovely, Luanda. Thank you so much for that really grounding, inviting invitation.
Okay. I hope that the English was okay.
C'était parfait. Parfait? See, mon français n'est pas très bien. C'est okay. It's okay that my French is not very good at all. It was very clear what you were saying. Give a sign to Luanda that you understood and felt what she was saying. So we continue with you, Luanda.
Okay, so we are gonna prepare, like we said, order. We're gonna organize our body, and let's find if we can communicate with the elements inside us and maybe communicate in a symbolic way to the others. Okay? So please tell me if you can see me, if it's okay, you can see me, if there is a problem. Sorry.
We invite you to find comfortable space to move in your individual spaces, and we can see you just fine, Luanda.
Okay.
And I think maybe I will pin you so that you're even bigger. No, I just pinned Anne. Sorry, Anne. Okay, it should be good.
Okay. So let's do a circle to the right. And find your place that we are going to construct. We are going to be aware of the verticality. Join your feet. So take a breath, some breath to feel the verticality. And when you exhale, you bend your knees and you're gonna touch your legs like this. And close your eyes only to feel the feet in contact with the floor, the hands in contact with your legs. And when you exhale, exhale to the earth. Go through your legs to the earth. And you continue. So we are going to stretch the legs, feeling the contact with the earth. You're going to put your arms like this and opening your elbows. And feel the material aspect. Feel your body. The earth and the body. They are connected through the verticality. Feel your arms touching your legs. Feel your upper body, your face, and see what is the ambience that you feel when you touch your body and you feel the earth. We continue. After, bring your hands here, face your hips, and softly bring your arms up, feeling this movement like a wave. And open the arms softly, feeling the arms like a wave. And drop your arms. And let's put together this ambience. Bend your knees, touch your legs, feel the material aspect. And let's feel this fluid aspect. Open softly. And when we open, we're going to feel the breath. And when we exhale, we're going to also feel the breath and point there where the organs, the body, and where the breath is taking place. And when we exhale, you bend your knees, you cross your arms, connecting the right side, the left side of the body together, and feeling this ambience of determination, intention. So with this material aspect, the grounded, the balanced ambience, the fluid aspect, the breath, and this intention, let's honor our place in the world, the verticality. Feel the verticality, exhale, point it, point your arms in front of you. And let's honor this horizontality line that can represent the connection with the others, this order, but organize our being with the others. So again, let's inhale, earth, fluently flow water, breathe, inhale, exhale, air, and put everything together. With this ambience of determination, the movement that we feel and we think, feeling the verticality, this connection with the unknown, mainly. Exhale, and the horizontality, the connection with the others in this place. And let's do a gesture that maybe we know the essence. Bring your arms in front of you, open your hands with softness, and inhale, go up, and feel your hands dropping in front of your face. And let's open the arms like that, a wave. Everything is moving. And we do it again. Connection with the earth. Your arms taking something precious with softness. The hands like a recipient. You bring your hands in front, your face, your heart, moving, and you open in a continuous movement. And you let the arms go down. Talk with your legs. Third time. So I won't talk and you try to feel the movement. What is telling you? And let's do everything together. Grounded, feeling the earth and my body, feeling the wave, this aspect of movement, feeling the breath. Without it, we cannot move. There is not life. Feeling the breath inside the body, linking to this balance, grounding aspect, linking with the intention, our mind, being with all the elements in this communication with the unknown, being here in this place, expressing, communicated with the others, with the world that we create. And movement that make an emotion, that create an emotion. Let's take something that's precious. Open your hand, otherwise it's gonna drop. So close your hands. Feel your face, all the body, upper body, and open your arms like a wave. And we finish like we start, a circle. The place that you choose to be. Drop your hands, your arms. You close the eyes. And we feel. Okay. So this is our organization, our preparation to dance. Okay? It's okay, Natasha?
Okay, Luanda. And I want to give everyone an opportunity to answer the question that Luanda just posed. After we went through organizing our bodies, she asked us, how do you feel? So I would like you to answer that question. How do you feel? In the chat, if you choose. Thank you, Luanda,
Okay.
for this gift. I decided I'm going to take my time. I hope that's okay with you. I really just want to feel for a couple more seconds. We're going to continue this question of ritual, rite, repetition, sacred, secret, unknown, making a link to the unknown, order, laws, nature, harmony, transformation, outside in, appreciation, body, materiality, the elements, outside and in, earth, water, air, fire. As we move the global dance, this is a dance that had contributions from people from all over the world a little more than 10 years ago. And we're going to move through it now. Our artistic director, Vanya Ibarguen, is going to demonstrate while I talk with you. And maybe we'll play the music, maybe we'll just go through the movement. I'll see what the unknown is telling me to do. But I'm really curious about the connection between the organization that Luanda just moved us through and this movement material from the movement choir of the global dance. I'm really curious to discover what in our global dance, which is the dance around 5 minutes that many, many, many people are currently learning and practicing, repeating, and many of us will do on June 12th. I'm really curious about the materiality of that movement and how it connects to what Luanda just moved us through. I had an insight, I'm gonna share it with you. So the global dance uses, it's a structured improvisation, a movement choir that uses key ideas, key themes, imagery related to water. So we have words like dehydration, raindrop. Thank you for your patience. I want to get the order correct. Dehydration, raindrop, pool, stream, river, waves, circle, splash, unison. So there's a lot of water imagery there. Yes, it makes sense. This is global water dances. But the elements are connected, yes? We agree. So as we learn the global dance, I'm curious about where there's earth, where there's fire, where there's air, in an attempt to organize our whole bodies, our whole selves in relation to the internal elements that correspond with the external elements. So Vanya, darling, I want you to go through the 2 moments, the only 2 moments in the dance that are more choreographed than less, which is the river and the unison. And I want you to do each just 1 time and use whatever words come to you that makes sense as you're leading it. I will chime in also. And then we're going to play the music. Yes, I've decided, and go through the whole 5 minutes of the dance. The reason I'm asking Vanya to demonstrate the 2 unison sections is because I want us to continue to feel connected. And these are the 2 sections where if you don't know a little something about them beforehand, there's a possibility that you feel connected or lost. So that's the only reason I'm doing that. But we might get a little lost. You know, you might not be able to follow everything, but this for you, maybe a lot of you is the first time you're doing this, and we'll have lots of more time to get this in our bodies. The point of this, and I'm gonna stop talking after I say my point. Why am I asking us to do this? Because I want us to feel the materiality of this movement and the connection of the internal elements and the external elements and each other after what we just experienced. That's my intention. So Vanya, if you're ready. And I invite all of you to join in with Vanya. She's gonna go through the river, so the figure 8, the down, up, down, around.
Sure.
And then the union. So I'll pin you. Pin.
I'm going to spotlight myself. And thanks, Susan, for asking. So I just posted the sections of the global dance, and I would like to also, I'm going to put a link here for anybody who would like to check the motif score, especially for those who are site leaders. I know that some people here are, like, we invited everybody to share this because we found that Luanda, Mindi's speech and what they have to share is very important for everybody. But today we would like also to address to our site leaders and choreographers present today the global dance. I just wanted to add that what Luanda did, the ritual and all this body organization could be also very useful for you to create your ritual dance or section 1. And what Natasha is doing now is linking that to the global dance so you can have also an idea of how these sections are talking to each other. All right, so now we're going to do, yes, if you allow me, I'm going to share the
river.
Right? Thank you.
Yeah.
Yes. So I'm going to be, for this part, I'm going to be in front of you. And the idea is to mirror myself. So use me as your mirror. So if you were looking in front of the mirror and suddenly you see a Vanya instead of yourself. Sorry about that. So we're going to go and take our hands and do a figure 8. First to the right. So down and up, circle, kind of an infinite movement. Yes, let's do just that movement. There we go. And while doing this, soften your knees. So it's like down, soften, down, soften. There we go. Complete that with your upper body too. Nice. And your breath. Good. So now in the sequence, we're going to do this 4 times. So we're going to go 1 to the right.
We'll just do it once for now, Vanya, and we'll do it the real amount of times when the music's playing, okay?
Okay, good.
It's okay?
Yes, yes, yes. So move here, 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 and here. Then we're going to go down, center soil, all the energy towards the floor, towards the earth. And then we go out, it's like a splash towards the air and the unknown. And then we go down and we're going to do a circle around. The first time, we're just going to go around with our arms, like on a big wave or splashing around. Yes? Let's do it again. 1. Yes. Down. Down. Up, splash, and then going around with your arms. Okay. Yes. Did it feel good?
Wonderful. And so now we can do maybe just some of the unison part.
Okay. Sounds good. All right. So if we're doing this with music, I would like to say to everybody that we are going to do this 3 times. 1, 2, 3, 4, down, up, down, and around. The second time, you're going to be free to go a little bit farther. You can actually move while you're doing the movements. And the third time, even you can go outside the vision of the computer. You can go to your other room. Yes, and then for the unison part, this is called the river. Then the unison part is the finale. So I'm trying to figure out if I'm going to face you the first time so you can see also what are the actions with your arms and yes, the progression. So we're going to go towards the air and imagine that you are actually gathering water from the earth and you're cupping your hands, one hand against the other, and you're pushing up and going up. This is like forming, this is like an evaporation, forming the clouds on the air. And then after you go up, as high as you can, yes, then suddenly you're going to go down sideways. Yeah, this is like, what's that, Natasha, thunder?
Yes.
Yes.
Thunder and lightning, lightning.
English, I get lost. I'm like, no, rayo, down. Yes. Then we're going to reach cup hand, going up, and then we go back. Yes, this is like a preparation to go forward because we're going to come with the waves. So we go waves forward, we go closer to each other. Hello. Hi. Yes. And then we go back again. Woo-ah. Yes. Then we're going to go again to the side by reaching up. We're going to go around. This is like a really whirlpool. Whoop. Yes, a little complex movement. Yes, reaching and then reach to the other side. And then we're going to go down like water coming down from the mountain. It's a little river stream going down. And then we come together and we're going to do the splashes 3 times. Here we go, splash towards your body. Water to your body, 1. Water to your body, 2. Water to your body, 3, go up. And rain coming down from your fingers. So we do 1 more time. Yes, here we go, down. And 1, 2, 3, 4, reaching up, 5, 6, 7, 8, and thunder, down. And reaching with your cup, hand going back. Prepare to go forward weights. Up. Yes, and back. Reach towards the mountain, going around with a whirlpool. Reach again to the other side, going down, river, water coming down from the mountain, taking care of the water, and then water to you, 1, water to you, 2, water to you, 3, and open, going down. Repeat this 3 times, right?
Thank you so much, Vanya, talking and dancing, doing it on the opposite side than normally, because it's our right side, but she had to do it on her left side.
Yes, I was
Thank you
trying
so
to.
much. So when we get to those 2 parts of the dance, the global dance that we're going to do now, it's okay if you get a little lost. I invite you to connect with the elements within you. So if your brain hasn't gotten it in the 2 seconds that we just showed it to you, you really can still experience something in your body. Really keeping a link to the movement structuring and organization that we just did. So find a comfortable space, take a deep breath, get grounded while I find the music. And then after we dance, I'll have another question for you, and then Mindi will lead us in a little bit of a talk. Okay. I have the music. So in the very beginning of the dance, we are dehydrated, searching for water. I'm going to give keywords and then I'm not going to talk for a while so that you can really find it in your body, in the materiality of your body, searching for water, dehydrated, thirsty. Prepare. Something changes. Sounds of raindrops. Catch the drops in your hands. Drink. What would it mean for you to be thirsty and then the rain falls? What is the weight of a raindrop? Prepare. Music is shifting. Cool the rain and show each other. What does the open hands mean? And prepare. Stream. flowing one way, flowing the other way. Connected. Prepare. Stream becomes a river. Unison movement. We're doing this 3 times. Here's the second time. Feel free to move through the space or stay still. Last time. Building momentum. Where's the earth? Where's the air? Rivers empty to ocean, crashing waves toward each other. Ebb and flow of the ocean. And now across the screen, advancing, retreating, finding the wholeness of the circle, open, connect to the unknown. Gathering that energy, joyous, splashing. Prepare. That's a call to become one in the unison movement. We honor water for 8 counts, and then thunder strikes, lightning strikes. Ebb and flow of the waves. Building momentum, cross, jump and turn, cross, cross again. Waves and water flowing down from the mountain, gathering 3 times. What is the meaning of this movement? Second time, honoring water. Lightning strike, ebb and flow of the waves. Where's the earth? Where's the air? Where's the fire? Cross, cross, and waves falling down, gathering. Last time, honoring water. What is the meaning of these open hands? Lightning, back and forth. And cross, jump and turn. Keep crossing. Find the earth. Gathering 3 times. Open, open, open. Rain falling down. How do you feel? How do you feel? How do you feel? I'm going to put a question in the chat as you catch your breath. What was your experience when dancing the global dance, considering the elements, not just water, also earth, air, fire? For you, what is ritual? I'll give you 2 minutes. a few more seconds, but you can always continue writing afterwards. The work we do with global water dances is driven by a vision: clean, safe water for everyone, everywhere. We know the power of dance. We are exploring the power of ritual. A part of our work, in addition to celebrating, feeling the materiality of our body, is hard work. It's serious work. We're in the middle of a water crisis. And we know the power that dance and community have to address this issue. And I've invited ecologist, somatic movement artist, Mindi to share her questions, her reflections around the relationship between ritual, water, and ecological stewardship. So Mindi, I am ready to show whatever you need me to show, and I invite you to take center, I can't say center stage, so I'll say center square.
Sure, thank you. Thank you, everybody. Luanda, Natasha, Vanya. It was so nice to dance that. I didn't know, I forgot we were dancing the whole thing, and I feel great. So I'm glad that we did that. And had some great thoughts on what I planned to say. So I think we will start. I'm going to throw out some keywords because it'll help me, but it might help you as well. Kinship, sacred, ritual, preparation, history, the first stewards, movement and meaning, gesture, symbol, and ritual. So I think first we can just kind of have that on the screen. It's fine. We can, I'll probably just speak for a minute and then I'll have you, Natasha, show the first video. But I want to start with a definition of ecology, because sometimes people blend ecology and biology, and yes, they're related. But ecology is special to me because it's about study of systems. It's about inner relations. It's how things interact. And I was just struck by thinking about Luanda's movement and elements, in that that's what's so special about ecology to me, is that it is about the elements and the interaction between land, soil, water, animals, and us. So that's what ecology is to me. The definition of ecology, one definition, a branch of biology dealing with the relations and interactions between organisms and their environment, including other organisms. And, you know, very scientific sounding. And often organisms exclude us. So in the field of ecology, it's supposed to include our interactions in nature, but it sometimes looks at our interactions in nature as just bad. So it's slanted towards trying to preserve and conserve and, you know, improve water quality and those kinds of things. But there's a slant towards humans are bad and they're impacting things badly, which we know they are, but not exclusively. So I think, let's see. Yeah, so I think this is kind of the basis of my background is in ecology and in particular fisheries biology and geography. And I have kind of transformed a long time dancing into a long time doing science and trying to merge the two of them. So I've had some thoughts about ritual, and I've tried to I've gotten involved with global water dance because I'm so excited about the fact that it's something that actually speaks to how humans interact with the environment, and not in, more in an artistic and a more felt sense kind of way. And I'm believing more and more that there's this reciprocal interaction and kinship. And that's what's really speaking to me now. So go ahead and play the first video. Oh, you'll want to share the sound. Let's see.
I'm ready to start again.
Okay, did you share the sound? I think you might have to share the share.
I sit by the stream and
There
listen,
you go.
lapping the rocks like children's feet padding across the pavement on a summer afternoon. You can hear the laughter, little giggles jumping and playing as it flows by.
When I think of myself and water, I think of it as a relationship. I see it as a teacher. I see it like a mother, something that loves you back because the water embraces you.
Stream restorations are a special kind of environmental amenity. They have a performative dimension in that narratives of restoration resonate with themes of recovery and redemption.
If you abide by the principles that govern water, then water will take good care of you. But if you violate those principles, it will be your nemesis and threaten your life.
The water surrounds me in a circle. I hear the sounds of fish swimming. This is their habitat. I like to throw rocks in the water too. They make waves, and sometimes a big splash.
So I showed that because one of the things in thinking about ritual and ecology, and you can go ahead and move to the next slide, Natasha, just we can have it on screen, is that, there's different voices that speak to this. So sometimes people speak from an artist perspective, they speak from a science perspective. And in thinking about ritual on your site, or how you want to view ritual piece of the global water dance, one thing I found helpful is really getting to know your site and getting to know your area really well, and finding out what matters to people. And it's not just issues with water, it's just concerns that people have about environmental, situations. And maybe what I did was I provided kind of a forum for people. I interviewed some people that were water leaders in Atlanta, and I chose to use some of their words for inspiration for our dance and our choreography. So that's kind of one thing I did there. And I think, just in looking at this picture, one of the things that is in common is I've mentioned ecology and how you can probably see the connection. Since it's about process and interactions, it's not that far of a jump to think about our body and the body systems, and even interactions within the body, interactions within each other, in society. So ecology, I find, for me, is a really good mirror of life around us and how we impact each other. And that has, because I am really into embodiment, I noticed that sometimes in the fields of environmental advocacy, some of the things that seem to be missing, and sometimes in science even, is an embodied aspect of what the experience is. And so that's what's really moved me, is how to take science or environmental advocacy and try to find a way to make it embodied, because I believe that when we are truly feeling what's going on and we're interacting with others, there is some shift and change that goes on, and there's more of a reciprocal interaction. And I wanted to just read to you one of my favorite authors. It just always speaks to me. David Abrams, if you guys are familiar with The Spell of the Sensuous, he says, our bodies have co-evolved with the dynamic shapes and patterns of the breathing earth. Instead of divesting ourselves of the place where we find ourselves, this ancient form of clairvoyance involves tuning one's body so thoroughly to the terrain that we ourselves become fully a part of the sensate surroundings. The land feels itself within us. Our animal body blends into the wider body of the animate earth, this immense spherical metabolism in which our individual physiologies are embedded, upon which our divergent lives all depend. So I feel like he really speaks to this idea of the animate earth, which kind of drives me. And you can just forward to a few of these slides. One of the things about being in nature is interacting and moving. And I know when we think about activities with Global Water Dance or just environmental stewardship, this working with nature, with having your feet in the water is really important. I put my feet in the water whenever I can. And also you can go to the next one, just being able to touch the animals that are in our environment and notice when it comes to water. Many people forget the life that's underneath the surface of the water. So we're providing, Global Water Dance is providing fresh water for all, and including animals, ecosystems. So that's also another important thing. So the next slide so let's go to the first of the two tribal clips. Actually, before we start that one, I think it'll start at 2 minutes 47. It was kind of clicked on there we go. 240, yeah. So before we start that, so one of the things that's I'm kind of trying to get to is that meaning and sense of place and history are kind of intertwined. And I mentioned one of my keywords was also first stewards. So in Atlanta, I felt moved by some of the environmental justice issues. And that's kind of what I shaped my ritual and my piece around. Now that I'm back here in Washington State, one of my long things that have mattered a lot to me, which is a good key for all of you when you want to do a site-specific or Global Water Dance or ritual, is what really matters to you. You might pick one of the elements that matters. For me, fish really matter and water really matter. So here's just a few words. Hopefully we can hear the sound a little bit better, but we'll just listen to it. It's cued to just go to 331. But this is a tribal member here with the Kalispel tribe, talking about a ritual that they have.
A lot of our prayers and a lot of our thoughts into the water. Like every time we paddle, every time we put it into the water, we try to think of, important things to us, and it gives us strength to paddle a little bit harder every time.
And just hearing all the sounds that you don't normally hear of whether it's geese or ducks or wildlife, beavers swimming by, you really get a sense of the life that's in that river. When Native people talk about water is life, that is really what it is about understanding the flow of that water and how it is a part of you. What we need to do to keep it clean, what we need to do to protect those waters.
Okay, so I think I'll go ahead and do the second one too, because I want to give you an example of, let's see, meaning and rituals, kind of the next subject that I wanted to talk about. And so meaning, in this particular situation, there's a lot of things going on in this region about, so that'll go, Natasha, that goes to the next minutes, which is 4:25. And there's certain rituals that local people that the tribes are doing related to salmon. And I'm not going to take that exact ritual for myself, but I definitely have some ideas and feel the meaning in that. So I think you'll see that in this next clip.
Our connection to the salmon and the river is sacred. The canoe journey parallels our tribal efforts to return salmon to the Upper Columbia.
So starting from here at Grand Coulee Dam was really symbolic. These dams, while they provide a lot of benefit for people in the region, I think it also needs to be in balance so that you can also provide for salmon to get back up into where it needs to be.
It doesn't have to be either or. We can have power production and we can have good, clean, functioning ecosystems that include fish passage. There's no reason with the technologies and the things that are happening today that this can happen. These issues aren't just tribal issues; they're everybody's issues, and it's going to take everybody to correct those historic wrongs and to do what's right by the river and by the salmon.
At Kettle Falls, hundreds gathered to welcome the paddlers on their final stretch of the canoe journey. There were songs, prayers, and cheers as the dugout canoes were carried ashore. Like our ancestors before us, our tribes gathered at the river's edge for the traditional salmon ceremony. We each picked up 2 stones, clapped them together. This is the language of the salmon. The sound of the rocks mirrors the sound of the rocks moving as salmon spawn, and it tells the salmon downstream they are almost home. As we clap the stones together, we are calling the salmon home.
Okay, thank you, Natasha. You can stop that. So this idea of just really getting in touch with local issues, like for this idea of calling something home is kind of my theme for this year's Global Water Dance, and calling the salmon home, and working with local environmental groups. So that's kind of where I'm coming from with this. And I, you know, there's all kinds of fun things to talk about, but I don't want to go over time. I think I've talked a lot, but it's been a very natural, this ecology dance, and environmental activism is kind of a natural link for me. And without the embodied aspect of it, it doesn't seem to have as much power or impact. So it's a really unique way to get people to pay attention to what's going on, because sometimes people get really tired of hearing the bad news, and finding ways to embody movement in nature and doing it through Global Water Dance and other things gives you different ideas. Go out and play in nature for your movement, and you'll get totally different ideas. I don't know what's going on, but there's some kind of communication going on out in nature with the elements, and it's led me to a lot of understandings that I didn't have before as a scientist. So thanks.
Wow, thank you so much, Mindi. I have a colleague, she's on the call with us. Her name is Emma Shockley. She's a scientist, and she is encouraging me to claim the scientist in me. And the talk that you just led with passion, with the sense of the importance of the body and mind, reinforces that call to all of us to be ecologists and scientists. Dancers are really smart this way. We can do it. Yes, we can. I want to pose this question in the chat to help reflect on what we just heard from Mindi. How does engaging with ritual in nature while considering ecological principles prepare us for our work with global water dances? If that question resonates with you, please answer. If you don't know, say that too, or nothing at all. But I'm really curious about the connection between ritual, ecology, and dance. One more minute to explore that a bit and reflect on that. Please, if you feel like it, continue sharing your responses. We're going to be coming to an end in the next 5 minutes. I want to bring back Luanda, Vanya, Mindi, and myself to see what we can do to help find closure. I don't want to go, but I have to respect your time. So I'm inviting all of us, Vanya, myself, Mindi, and Luanda, to come back to the conversation. And the question I would like us to answer very briefly, very simply, is for you, what is the connection between water, ritual, and ecological stewardship? Or the second option is, what would you like to leave this community gathered here with today? What do you hope for all of us as we sign off Zoom and continue the work that we're going to do? So either what is the connection between these themes that we explored, or just some words of support for our community as we move forward in our work with and beyond global water dances. I'm going to ask myself to answer, because it's not fair that I just do that question out. I'm not going to put them on the spot. And then Mindi, and then Vanya, and then Luanda, and then we'll say goodbye. I'll just say very briefly, very, very briefly, I've been involved in global water dances since 2011. And the most difficult of the 4 sections for me was the ritual section. I felt inauthentic in that section. I felt like I would be imposing something on my fellow artists or the audience. And so my wish for all of us as we move forward in this work is to engage in a kind of ritual practice in whatever way that means, whatever way that is true for each individual, to engage in some kind of ritual-based practice that allows us for our individual selves to explore the sacred, to prepare for the unknown, to welcome the kinships and connections and interrelatedness that Mindi was talking, so that when we do our work with others, we're coming from a place of, as Luanda says, organization, embodied organization, intellectual organization, fueled by a real grounded sense, a real interrelated self, a real interrelated sense, so that we can model and share that experience with the people that we come in contact with. I wish that for all of us, we can find that practice of ritual in our own lives. Mindi, I have a question for you. Parting words for the group.
I think I just want to leave everybody with, this is really important work. It's not done very often, what Global Water Dances does. People don't often see others embodying through art and other ways what matters about nature, and how everybody has their individual but in unity connection to water. You don't see it shown like this, and it's really important. I feel like it's really important, and even if very few people come to watch, it's really important. So I just want to encourage people to go out and engage with your local environmental nonprofits in your town, and they may look at you like, what? I have to dance? So just be really open and let them let them be involved how they want to be involved. They don't have to dance. There's a lot of ways to be involved. So I guess I just encourage people to, like, as you think about this, to know that there is a yearning amongst a lot of people, they may not say it, to go out and dance in nature. So leave you with that.
Vanya?
Like, I was just reading a question in the chat from Susan, and well, Mindi just said it. I think it's important to do both. So I'm going to just read the question. So what organizations will be good to reach out to ask for ideas, and also what is more important, having the public to see, or the audience, or the personal connection within the group? Yes, I think it's just, what do you want? How do you want also to to give your little yes, like the, what is granito de arena? I forgot. It's the sand, the little. Yeah, you're. What do you want to give to the community or to others? I think it starts with one, and I want to also say something about something that I read there in the chat: the outside in and the inside out.
Mm.
That conversation between what you want and what also you would like to see in the world is what it will guide you through the process of not only the global water dances, but actually your own process as a human being. And it can be profound, or it can be also something that you would like to do for for your community, or for you, or for your family. So it doesn't matter the size. I think in the past years we were kind of asking people to gather with big communities. I think the impact could be in many, many different ways. It could be, personal, in your little community, the bigger community. I think the limit is just what you feel that you can do and you can approach. And just be sure that we are here to support you, and all ideas are welcome. We are in this very special moment in our lives and the life of the world. So yes, whatever you do, it's going to be important and fine. And yes, so we want just to support you, and that's why we are doing this type also of webinars. And I love what you say, Natasha, about the ritual. It's not easy sometimes, because we go sometimes also towards what that maybe we can be like, oh, we are sort of an appropriation of the culture. That conversation also could start. And what we want to say is that also, yes, if you want to show what is happening, ask for help to others that are more knowledgeable than you. And I think this could be coming from the sacred part, or from the ecological, or the activism. I think those are one. Every time that we, like I hear Mindi too talking about that, how, ecology and sacredness are coming together. And what is important for me is important also for everybody else. Maybe, to be continued. I'm going to stop there.
Well, I'm glad you didn't stop earlier, because everything you said was very appreciated. Luanda, what would you like to say?
So I want to say something. Thank you, Vanya, because you said something that interests me. Rituals are the expression of community and the values of community and groups, and that this appropriation is really, now we talk a lot about that. But there is something that it doesn't belong to any community. That is for everyone. That is the sensitivity of our being and our material, our body. That is consciousness has to be with sensitivity also. Action and perception. So that it belongs to everybody, every human being. So for me, if we make practice, what is the connection with everything ecological and body, is so easy to see. If you are sensitive, what is life, the movement of life? Inside us is the same. It's gonna make a change to be aware that to be aware of the sensitivity of the life outside. So it's the same. So they can work together, the sensitivity inside and outside. At the end, I think that elements, we don't have to choose one, because the balance is the perfect proportion of all the elements. A lot of water can hurt a lot. Because we know that with the heat, maybe we are gonna have a lot of water and it's gonna be a suffering. But I want to finish with that. Maybe water now is the symbolic of this feeling that we have to protect life, because the essence of water is that something that it doesn't take a form, you know, it has to go through, wavy. That is the essence. What is the essence? The essence is what makes these things stay being what it is. So maybe this water now is a symbolic of let's protect the movement of life.
Mm. Mm. Mm.
That's all.
That's more than enough. We are going to say goodbye through movement. I want to acknowledge the presence of two other members of the Global Water Dances Steering Committee, besides Artistic Vanya Ibarguen, Artistic Director Vanya, and Artistic Vanya. Martha Eddy is among us. Mary Lee was, but I don't see her anymore. Gretchen Dunn and Karen Bradley. Thank you to all of you for your work, especially the founders that are still currently serving on the steering committee. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank you to our guests, Mindi and Luanda. Your presence has challenged us and supported us. And Mindi has participated in Global Water Dances before. Luanda is new to this community. I hope you feel welcomed. I hope you now feel a part of the community, because you have given so much to us, and we look forward to staying in touch with you and supporting your work. So let's leave each other with the participatory dance. It's a 4-part dance. The words that we sometimes use to help us remember is that the clouds go up, the rain falls down, water comes in, waves go out around the world. So we can do this standing. We'll do it 4 times. And if there's anyone who would like to stay after everyone signs up to ask specific questions about Global Water Dances, about your sites, I will be very, very happy to stick around and field your questions. But let's say goodbye with movement. Thank you everyone so much for coming. Thank you for your energy. Thank you for your reflections. Thank you for everything. Jamie Sport from New Jersey. Here we go. The clouds go up. The rain falls down. Water comes in. The waves go out. And around the world, clouds go up. Rain falls down. We wash our bodies. The water goes out. And around the world, the clouds go up. And I'm gonna stop talking so we can feel it in our body. Da, 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 da. Last time, man. Da, 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 da. Da, 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 da. Da, 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 da. Show me those hands. Let's connect hands with the screen. Thank you, and we can squeeze. Thank you so much for your presence, everyone. Thank you again to the guests. Thank you again to the steering committee. Looking forward to seeing your lovely faces at our next webinar in April. Keep a lookout for that link coming soon. We are here for you. Send us questions, and we're really excited to move forward with you. Oh, I must tell you, oh my goodness, how exciting is this? The first look of the documentary of Global Water Dances called Ripples and Reflections, 10 Years of Global Water Dances will be coming out on World Water Day next Monday. It's a big deal. We have so much to celebrate. It's a production by Nell Shelby, a really wonderful documentary artist. We're so excited, we're so proud. We have so many stories from different parts of the world, and we would love for you to tune in for the first look. It's going to happen 2 separate times across our social media platforms, including Facebook and our YouTube channel. Check it out at globalwaterdances.org, and hope to see you there. Thank you, everybody, so much. And unmute yourselves so we can hear some voices.
Yeah. Yeah. Everyone.
Yay!
Thank you.
Bravo, everybody.
Thank you.
That's my happy dance.
Great. Do you have any questions about
Thank you to everyone who presented and moving with everyone. It was wonderful.
Thank you, Peggy, a giant in the field. Thank you so much for your
You guys are taking over the gianthoodness. Stepping back.
excellent.